What's going on, friends? I hope you are well. Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you what I'm calling the fat loss checklist, aka the 3 cornerstone pillars that you have to have, and you're literally checking these off if you want to lose weight, keep it off, and still enjoy all the facets of your life. Now, if you're new around here, my name is Jared Hamilton. I'm glad that you are here, and if you're a returning listener or viewer, whatever you want to call it, I appreciate you coming back. I'm actually sitting here on, I call this my outdoor office, aka my deck. Generally, what happens when the weather's really nice like this, and if I have a lot of work to do, like I'm working on stuff or calls or whatever, I actually like to come out here and get a lot of work done. So I figured I'd just film today's YouTube video right out here as well. Now, when it comes to like sustainable fat loss and losing the weight and never struggling ever again, most people feel kind of like a deer in the headlights. And I don't blame you. I mean, they let any Yahoo with a camera start a YouTube account. So I don't blame you for feeling kind of lost and confused and overwhelmed around what is the best way to do this. Now, I just had a kickoff call the other day with a new client, getting her started. And one of the things that she said that really resonated with me, she said, "Jared, I just want you to tell me exactly what to do," which at the end of the day is a sign of a really great client. Now, in my case, that's exactly what I do when I coach people. I lay out exactly what they're going to do, play by play, so there's no uncertainty at all. So I'm hoping that kind of vibe will come across here in this video. Now, because the internet is so crazy, there are so many facts, opinions, strategies, frameworks, and plans that it's hard to tell what you should be implementing. But that's the secret, is none of this matters unless you can implement. Like, you could have the greatest plan of all time, but if it's not practical for you or sustainable and you can't implement it, it doesn't matter. It's worthless at that point. So like I said, in this video, I'm gonna show you a mini fat loss checklist so you are on the fast track to knowing exactly what you should be changing to get the results that you want. By the way, if you like this video, in the description, I actually have a link for my full fat loss checklist course. It's totally free and it's a 5-day, much more detailed course. So if you like this and you wanna know what my whole checklist looks like, you should definitely go grab a copy. All right, 3 things for your fat loss checklist in this particular order. Number 1 is inner work. Now, there's a reason when I'm coaching people in my 3-stage process that dieting from the inside out is the first stage, because you have to diet from the inside out first before you diet for real. In all honesty, I could give you right now the best plan to optimize fat loss, to improve your metabolism, the best workouts, the best fat loss strategy. But if you're binge eating on the weekends, you're emotionally eating after bad days, your relationship with food is horrible and you just can't stop thinking about food, and you live in the land of knowing what to do but not doing it, none of that awesome surface level fat loss plan will be of any value to you, because you'll just flush those results down the toilet. Because if you want fat loss to be simple and so much easier, you have to get you right deep down and address your inner darkness. Just like your house has to have a rock solid foundation for it to stand the test of time, your fat loss results and goals are no different. You have to have a solid inner game foundation if you want any of the things on the surface to last, which include your results. All right, checklist point number 2, sustainable outer work. Because once you check off number 1 and your inner game is in a good place, now you can focus on the more surface level of fat loss, which means you need a sustainable outer work plan. Now, I'm sure you know there are a million ways to lose weight on the internet, because again, any Yahoo can go get a camera and start a YouTube account. But it comes down to what's sustainable for you, what's practical for you, what's adaptable for you and your family, what works for your life and your long-term vision. That's the magic. Because let's be real, I could give 2 shits if you lose a bunch of weight now, but then gain it all back in 6 months. That's not helpful to anybody. It's like I always say, we have to make sure your plan is simple, practical, sustainable, and adaptable for your very crazy, very non-fitnessy life. Just being totally honest with you, one of the biggest misconceptions around coaching, like when I work with someone, is that the coach is going to give you this magical secret plan that's been hiding in the cave that no one's ever seen before. When in reality, when I work with someone, 9 times out of 10, we're just doing things simpler, easier, and to be honest, scaling the plan backwards. To be honest, at the time of filming this, 13 years of coaching real people, more is rarely the answer. 9 times out of 10, I'm not making the plan bigger, badder, more sophisticated, more complicated, more complex. When I'm working with most people who are really busy, have life going on, have kids, have a job, have school, have all this stuff going on, I'm actually making their plan simpler, more practical, easier, and more sustainable. It's like the old saying goes, we have to draw back to propel forward. Because within your sustainable surface level plan, we have to make all the things you value most practical inside of it. I don't know about your situation, but this is things like being a foodie, things like travel, your kids, social events, date night, whatever it is you value most, we need to make that stuff work inside your plan. Because if we get rid of all those things and just lose a bunch of weight now, you're gonna eventually go back to normal and not know how to handle all that stuff, and you're gonna spiral back and gain all your weight right back. Which is why we have to put everything you value inside your sustainable plan. And the third part of your fat loss checklist is time and consistency. Now this is the hard part, doing steps 1 and 2 for a really long time. I'll have people or even clients say to me, they go, Jared, I've been doing this plan for 6 entire weeks and I haven't seen any drastic progress yet. And I go, good, you're not supposed to have seen drastic progress yet. Imagine being pregnant and 6 weeks in, going to the doctor and saying, it's been 6 whole weeks, why haven't I had my baby yet? It's because you're not supposed to have had it. It's not how this game works. In the same way, we shouldn't be having babies in 6 weeks. Well, you shouldn't be having huge transformations in 6 weeks either. We have to be really honest with ourselves and get real on the right expectations going into fat loss. Diet culture is really, really bad and notorious of telling people they should be getting what in reality is like a 2-year transformation in 6 weeks. Not very many people will tell you this, but the reality is doing this the right way and losing weight sustainably and keeping it off forever and never having to worry about it coming back is a long game play. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but I'm here to actually help you, not just placate or tell you what you want to hear to sell you something. The reality is you have to be consistent 80 to 90-ish% of the time for months and months and months and months and months and months on end, and that's when you will get to where you want to be. Sorry, but there's no hacking it. That's it. Now that's one of the exact methodologies that I use going into coaching any of my clients that works every single time like clockwork. And to be honest, the results speak for themselves. Because if you follow those 3 principles, you will print results for yourself as well. And that is it, my friends, for today's video. I hope this was helpful. And like I said earlier, if you like this kind of concept of the fat loss checklist and would like to go through my actual fat loss checklist, that's a little bit bigger. It's a 5-day mini course, and I'll email it all right over to you. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get a copy of it, and I'll send it right over to you. Otherwise, I appreciate you being here. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you next time.